Hello, everybody. Kathy Bowersox here, owner of Network in Action, West Chase Business Force, along with Quantum Week Success Coaching. Today, I am visiting with Mike Robideau of Robideau CPA, who is one of the fabulous members of Network in Action, West Chase Business Force. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks, Kathy. Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you here today. So Mike owns a terrific CPA company. He works with both individuals and small business owners. So Mike, tell us a little bit more about your business and the typical kinds of clients that you usually work with.
My parents started this business over 30 years ago, and I took it over 20 years ago, and we're located in Sugar Land. We deal mostly with small business owner tax returns, and a lot of retiree tax returns. We also do special projects for clients, like people that come in and they haven't filed tax returns in 10 years or more. We help those people get caught up, as you would say. We also, for the newly acquired small business owner, like those that get laid off and now they're going into consulting, we help them incorporate their business so that they're able to pay the least amount of tax based on the corporate structure that they choose. Each corporate structure has its own answers to some of the problems you're trying to solve. So we just help people pick the right one and move forward like that.
So it sounds like not only are you a resource to them for getting their taxes done and managing all of that, you also operate kind of in a consulting way to help small business owners understand the best way to be incorporated in their business or the best business structure for them to have.
That's correct. Most people get into file for an LLC. LLCs, when you incorporate in the state. And then so with the LLCs, there are no tax forms for LLCs. So on the federal level, you've got to choose how you want that to be taxed. And we help people decide on which way is the best for them, whether it be a pass-through or a sole proprietor or even a C Corp.
Really good to know. So it sounds like one of the things that you're seeing based on what's happening in the world today and with the pandemic is people starting small businesses because they've been laid off and they're taking their expertise and knowledge and becoming consultants. What else are you seeing? What are you seeing with your existing client base? And what are some of the challenges that you're seeing them deal with that you're helping with right now?
That's a good question, Kathy. What we're mostly seeing in the last several months is small business owners, especially those with or without employees, trying to tap into the PPP loans, the EIDL loans, and it's like using a rifle to shoot a bird, because they keep trying to change. They keep changing all the rules. The SBA changing the rules, changing the parameters almost on a daily basis. And you go into their website one day and it's changed the next day. So that's been very difficult for people to navigate through the PPP loans. You've got the SBA side, and then you've got the IRS side. So the IRS side, what the right hand giveth, the left hand taketh away, as we say. So on the IRS side, the expenses that you pay for with PPP loans are not currently going to be deductible in 2020 when you file your 2020 tax return. So that comes as a shock to most.
And I understand too that there are some limitations in what business owners are allowed to use those funds for as well. And it's really important for them to be up to date on what those things are also, especially since the goalposts keep moving and the rules keep changing daily.
the best thing to have is an advocate that you can call to find out what the rules are, and there's lots of those around. Not only your CPA, but there's business resources at the county level, at the local SBA level, that they're trained, they're knowledgeable in knowing what you need to do, what kind of information you need to provide. One of the biggest issues that we've come across is if you're a business owner and you have no employees, how do you tap into the PPP loans? It's easy for S Corp owners because they pay themselves a salary. But for owners that are partners with their spouse in a company, and your only compensation is reported on a K-1, and it has nothing to do with employee anything. In fact, it's illegal to pay yourself on a W-2 if you're a partner in a partnership. So, excuse me. That's been very difficult to navigate. Most of the bankers that are in charge of these loans don't understand the terminology. They don't understand a K-1. They don't, all they know is what's on the form, W-2, 941, all that sort of employee stuff. So that's been very difficult for several of my clients to navigate. But we're all getting through it. We're all educating everybody into, what is what's normal for those types of situations.
Well, they're lucky to have you on their side, I can tell you that. So what would be your best guidance or advice to somebody who is a small business owner right now, who's looking at this changing landscape and trying to navigate it, or even somebody who just is doing okay in their business, but they want to make sure everything goes well for their taxes come tax time next year? What's your best guidance and advice for them?
Well, this is what I tell everybody. Nobody wants to pay more taxes than they should be paying. And I think most people have a thought in the back of their mind that they're paying too much, because there's got to be ways out there that I can rearrange my the way I do business and pay less taxes. And that's generally true. Another thing I tell everybody is that the biggest loss of deductions is not capturing the data. You got to stay with every transaction that you're doing and everything that you're doing from the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night. If you're a small business owner, probably something that you're doing or using in your business is tax deductible. A lot of people, still will carry around cash. There's cash transactions. Those things add up over 12 months. So you've got to have a way to keep track of all of your activity.
So that's really good to know, and I hadn't thought of things that way before. And some of the things that we can deduct as small business owners has changed a little bit in the recent past too. So it is kind of hard to know what to calculate and what not to bring into the table. So really, we should be documenting everything and then letting you or somebody like you help us determine whether or not that's deductible.
One of the biggest deductions I think that people miss is not capturing all of their business miles or business transportation. A lot of people use Uber these days. Yes. That can be tax deductible depending on where you're going and what you're doing. If you get an Uber to go to the airport, it's just like taking a taxi to go to the airport. If you're going to travel on business, then that's deductible. If you drive your car to your CPA to drop off your taxes, that's tax deductible mileage because that's business related. If you go to Office Depot, Office Max, whatever, Walmart, and you pick up something for the office, that mileage is deductible. Right. Now, a lot of real estate agents are the worst because everywhere they go, they look at real estate, right?
Right.
So 90% of their mileage is tax deductible.
So that's important for business owners to keep that in mind, that everywhere they go, if they're going for a business purpose, they need to track that and record it so that they can deduct that off of their taxes.
Now, what they need is a log, and you only have to keep that log for 2 or 3 months. You don't have to keep it all year, but it gives you a representation. And then most people get their oil change, tire rotation, whatever. Just keep a couple of those receipts for the year, and then you can compare the mileage, because those receipts are going to have a date and an odometer reading on them. So you can use those numbers to calculate how many miles per day you drive, and you can take an estimate as to the percentage this business use. Or what could be even more accurate would be to get an app on your phone that tracks your mileage. Mile IQ is one. I hear QuickBooks has one. So there's lots of tools out there for small businesses to use to help them capture all the data.
That's really good advice, and I bet there are a lot of business owners out there who are guilty of not tracking all of their miles. I know
Oh, sure.
I'm one of them. So anyway, thank you. That's great information. And if somebody were interested in starting a business and being able to consult with you to determine what the best business structure is for them, or they own a business and they want to work with you and have you be their CPA, what's the best way for someone to reach out and contact you?
Our business phone is 281-240-6980. My email address is mrobideau, and that's spelled ROBIDEAU @robideaucpa.com. Contact us either way. We'll set up a Zoom meeting. You can come in however you want to do it. We office out of a house in Sugar Land. It's in a mixed-use business district, and as you can see, it's just a regular house. Totally changes the look and feel of going to a CPA. A lot of my clients say it's like coming to a dentist until they came here, and then it's like coming home. We're going to take care of you.
Well, that sounds great. I've been there, and it is a great atmosphere there. So everybody, Mike Robideau, he's been in business for many, many, many years. If there's been a business issue out there when it comes to taxes, chances are he has probably seen it. He can help you structure a brand new business, as he said, if you've been laid off and you're thinking about going into consulting, or if you're an existing business owner and you're looking at how best to navigate what's going on with the EIDL loans and with the PPP and the SBA and the IRS and everything else that's going on out there. Or even if you're doing okay in your business right now and you just are looking for a really great CPA, reach out to Mike with Robideau CPA, and he will be able to help you out and get you on the right road.